Who's in the kitchen? Hi, everyone. Good morning. Apologies for my voice. I caught a throat infection over Easter. Uh, my voice was nearly all gone. It's coming back, but just apologies if I sound a bit different. So, as you can see on our agenda, we will have how to questions answered live today. And just to let you know that this now will be our once a month. So every last Thursday of each month, we will do Q&A where you can ask questions and I will try to answer them. Hopefully, I will be able to answer all of your questions. If not, then I will apologize because I'm sure that there are things that I might not know. Yeah, but I will try my best. So we can start. If you have any questions about your projects, about using Foyr, or any Foyr features that maybe you not entirely understand or would like to know more about them, then please ask away. How to bring in exact art pieces. So for the art pieces, the best way to do it is to, let's go into this one, to select either a frame or an art piece. It all depends if you need it to be framed or if you just need an art piece without a frame. So if we go to catalog, you can either type in art or go to staging. And here we have wall decor and frames, prints, and paintings. So, for example, if you need just like a painting and just like, change the inside of it, then you will drop it on the wall, you can resize it, and now you just need to upload an image of the art that you want to use. So if I go to my textures and I will go to my uploaded ones and all the projects because I'm sure, yeah. So I have some arts here. And now I can simply drag and drop them on the image. And now you're changing the art. So you're uploading the art as a texture. So it will be just a texture. So it needs to be PNG or JPEG file format. And then you will select an art from the catalog and drop the your chosen art inside of the painting or like frame. It like, it doesn't matter which one you will choose. So that's how will we change it.
How about if it's like wall decor, like that rope art, stuff like that, objects?
Wall decor, so more like a wallpaper or wall mural.
No, like objects that are wall decor, like bowls or rope art, rope that
Oh,
they
okay.
that's very
Yeah.
expensive stuff like that.
Yeah, so then you will need to have a 3D model of that object because it won't be a flat texture, it's an object. So you will need a 3D model of that. And for 3D models, you either go to My Library and upload your own model. So if you have an access to 3D model or like a program that creates 3D models, then you need to have OBJ and FBX file formats are allowed only. And each file should not exceed 30 megabytes. Or if you're a premium user and you have your custom model credits, you should have 25 to use per year. Then you can go to catalog. You go where the categories are. You can scroll down and go to My Models, and you can send on your request. So you just click on your request. You upload a PNG or JPEG file format of that image, of that object, sorry, so like an image of that object. Then you will be asked to say how like the measurements or even the color. You can even add a link for reference, and this will be created for you, and your customer the credits will be deducted towards that request. How do you change the color of a carpet or add your own? I was struggling with this today. I'm new to Foyr. Um, Julie, how long does it take to get a 3D model done? It's within a couple of working days. So the last time I sent on request for this armchair and it was ready, I think within 2 or 3 working days, you can see the progress. So if you go to My Models, then you can click on any of your requests, and then you will see your like the stages where your model is at. And then when it will be ready, you will get a notification that your 3D model is ready. And then you just go into My Models, and from here you can simply drag and drop them as your products. You can then also save them into your own library to have them there if you want to. So how to change the color of a carpet or add your own. So for changing the texture of the carpet, then the same, you can just upload an image. So PNG or JPEG file format will do. So you will just go to texture and click on upload texture and simply upload texture that you want to have on your carpet, and you will drop it on the carpet. Now, just let me bring any carpet down. To change the color of the carpet. So for example, if we have a carpet like that and we want to have it like a bit lighter or darker, we can go to Edit in the top center, click on Texture, select the texture of the rock, and now from here, select Color. You can click on the plus, and now you can choose what hues you would like to change on the carpet, and you can move the cursor and change like a color hues a bit. Like the same, you can make it lighter, you can make it darker. If you just want to have a rug in like one color, then I would recommend to drop a texture. You can go to our texture catalog and go to fabric and see what kind of textures we have there. If like there's no textures that will work for you, then you can just upload your own texture and simply drag and drop it the same as I did with the art, and you can have your own texture on the rug. You're welcome. Any other questions come to mind? For all new users, what I can say is if you're using Mac products and working in Safari, try to work in Google Chrome and see if you can see the difference. For loads of our clients, it's way easier to work and navigate in Google Chrome. So just a small advice, if you're using Safari and maybe have any difficulties, then try to work with Foyr on Google Chrome and see. How to import specific window styles. The same, you just need to have a 3D model of that window. You can also create windows with the Create New Product tool and simply put them into the wall and use punch tool that will be available in the center of your screen. I think I should have one. Just let me open one of the projects. Mm, say maybe this one, we'll see. Do you have to have premium to model items? You have to have premium for your custom model credits. You don't need premium to upload your own 3D models, so you don't need a premium for that. And also you don't need premium for like sending a request. If you don't have any custom model credits, then you will have information how much that will cost per each item to be created for you, and that will be added into your bill. You're welcome, Cindy. Just let me see if that's the one that I opened. No, it's not this one. I should have a window. It's a simple window that I created. It was just a simple one that I needed and I couldn't find it, so I just created one. That should be okay, master suite. So you can try to create windows with the Create New Product tool. Then just remember to apply a glass texture from both sides of the product that you will be creating. And then you just have to push it inside of your wall. So I'll show you how, like this product here, just go to 3D. So like I needed a window just with a window sill, like just a simple window. So that's the window that I created. And now if you will just push it towards the wall, like so it sits on the inside of the wall. Now in the top center of your screen, you have punch tool available. So we just click on punch tool. Sometimes when you go just too far off, it won't be working. So we just click on the item and click on the punch tool, and that will punch it through the wall. So you can create your own windows as well. Whenever the punch tool is available, then you will see it. If you will click on the product, then the punch tool will show here in the top center of the screen, and then you can use it. So it's useful for applying sinks, for example, in kitchen countertops. If you will drop a sink and you can't see the bottom of the sink, then just click on it, click on the punch tool, and that will be punched through. Bringing in specific lighting like chandeliers or sconces. Again, 3D models. If like we have loads different kind of lights to choose from in the catalog. If there's anything that you like, or like even changing the color or texture of the light or sconces doesn't work, then you need to bring your own 3D model or send a request for one to be created for you. For uploading textures, that's like, that's the easy things because you only upload an image. But for any other items like decorative pieces of furniture, anything else that is in 3D form, so it will be like an object, then you need either access to 3D models. And I know that sometimes websites, let's say that like with lightings or with furniture, they already offer 3D models for interior designers. So you can even reach out to them and like, ask them if they have any 3D models. And then if they're smaller than 30 megabytes, you can upload them by yourself through My Library and use them. How to apply specific bedding to a bed. So sometimes when you will be choosing a bed, then the bedding will be already on the bed. If you don't like the bedding, then go to texture, type in invisible material, and now simply drop that invisible material and cover whichever part of the bedding you don't like. If you want to choose a different bedding, then you can go to catalog, staging, and here in textile and rugs, we have cushion pillows and bolsters, blankets, throws, and bed runners. So if you go here to that category, then we have duvets there, duvet sets, etc. So you can choose any other style that you want. I'm sure that you will be able to choose something out of it. Like sometimes you only have, let's say, like something that might work as a duvet or as like a bed throw, and then you can go to cushion pillows and bolsters and choose your own cushions. Like for example, on this one, I had these pillows here that they were lying in. There was two of them, but like like I wanted to elevate it a bit, so I just covered the pillows with the invisible material, and I added four different ones and a bolster just for like a fuller look. And then you can drop any texture, any material you want on the chosen bedding. Great, Cindy. Remember that if you want to cover some parts of pieces of furniture, or like in this case, a bedding or pillows, then use invisible material to do that. And then you're able to apply any other textures and any other, different products in in place of the one that you covered. The same, let's say, with these bedside tables, we can, for example, cover the hardware with the invisible material and add a different one. How to have your own texture applied seamlessly. So that depends on the texture when you're applying it, when you're uploading it into the software, or if you're using a texture that is already in our catalog. Some of the textures, like let's say paint colors or like velvety textures or like plain textures, they don't have any patterns, then they will always look nice and seamless, even if you will edit the number of tiles or the texture size to make it more intense, like the density of the texture, just to change it a bit, so maybe it will like show a bit better on the render. Then they will be nice and seamless. With some of the textures, especially with the ones with heavy patterns, like when you will be editing it, it sometimes like it will work nicely and smooth. With other textures it's not so easy. So if like there's any texture that doesn't work for you, then try to upload your own texture. It's a really easy thing to do. You can get a screenshot and just upload it and just use your own. Then the other thing is that when you're dropping textures on any product, and they might look blurry in 3D. But if you will do the render, then they will look really nice and seamless and high quality. Textile looks like tile placement. If you increase size, then design of textile changes and not to scale. Yes, that's what I said. With some of the textures, they will go to a tile texture. And unfortunately, I don't have solution for that. It's just the way that the texture was uploaded into the software. Some of the textures, software reads differently. So some of the texture will go into tile texture when you will edit number of tiles or the texture size. Some of the textures you can change the intensity of the design of the texture and they won't go into tiles. So like if you're using texture that goes into tiles, then try to use a different texture instead. If you're still having problems, then here's a chat support where you can get in touch with the technical support and they might be able to help you out and maybe like, find a solution because like unfortunately I don't have and I don't know solution for that. Donna, I have periodic problems with textures. They warp, sometimes they revert back to original texture. Happens a lot. Is this something that being worked on? Yes, and I know because like it happened to me the last time when I was creating a project, it happened to me as well. Whenever I left the project and I came back, I didn't have textures, let's say on my wall or on my bedding. So if that will continue to happen, then again, you can contact Foyr through the chat box, or otherwise you can go to, let me check. So I know that. So I'm just sure what I'm saying. Or send an email to connect@foyr.com with the issues that you're having, and they will be back to you and hopefully will be able to help. But the easiest way will be to contact them through the chat support box that you have in your project, because then they will be able to log in into your project and see what's the problem, why it's like, why the project is not being saved automatically. In your master bedroom show are the three pieces of art from the catalog. No, they are, I just took a frame and I uploaded the images as a textures and just dropped them in. So these ones, they are uploaded textures. You're welcome, girls. Any other questions, problems you're having? Donna, my biggest problem is with lighting and getting it to render well. So where is the problem? Is it like just a natural light? Is it, are your renders too dark or too light? If you can elaborate on that just a bit more. And Julie, how about specific flower arrangement? So with the flower arrangements, we have loads of flowers that you can choose from the catalog. Then you can cover the vase with invisible material and add your own. So you can change some colors of the flowers from the catalog. So I think you will be able to work with it and create something out of the flowers. Like we even have like, like a single branches. Yes, some of them you can like, you can try and join them together and just use the invisible material on the vase and then just add whichever vase you want. But I was using loads of flowers in my designs, and I was able to find every time I was able to find something else. So there's loads of like lovely bouquets there. It's over lighting. I know how to adjust it, but it's hard to get it to come out natural looking and crisp. Mostly too dark, even with the adjustments. When I apply just light, sometimes too bright. Oh, what can I say to that? When you're working with light on your render, the first thing is if you're ever using height tool for any of the walls, if you're using height tool for any of the walls, then loads of natural light is flooding your, into the interior, and it always will be too bright. If when with the natural light, when you're in renders, and you will go to lighting, then for like a nice bright natural renders, stick with the daytime environment. That's another thing to work with. If you have like an only small window, then try to select an environment where loads of natural light is coming in if your interior looks too dark. So for example, even the Mondello beach, and like rotated so you only can see, let's say, like a bit of a building or a bit of a sky. So like, it just looks like it doesn't look like it's like a full-on beach if you don't need like a beach view from your window. And then if you go to product lighting, try to work with your sun so you can rotate it, and you can like, create lovely shadows, and that will be like an extra source of light. And then you can play with the overall interior product lighting. So you can start with none, you can go through low, medium, or high, and then see if that makes a difference. Always do the preview so you're not wasting any rendering credits. If by if still your renders are not too or not as bright as you want them, or they are too dark, then you can always go to edit. So you just go to your dashboard, go to gallery, you can choose any of your renders, and you can click on enhance image. And if you click on enhance image, then you're able to edit your render. So here you go to edit, and you can change the brightness, contrast, saturation. You can also crop it, and maybe that will help. If not, then you can get in touch with me. We can schedule a masterclass, and we can just go through the rendering process step by step and see where is the problem. John, can you show how to add window casing? So like moldings, yeah, around the window. So let me go to any of, okay, even this one will do. So the easiest way to add like casing or like moldings around your windows is to just move that a bit. So you will just go to catalog, we go to building elements, and from here we have molding and millwork, and here we have moldings and trims. So here you can even select L pieces. So like for the corner ones, and you have like, this is the molding 3. So you just need to find straight piece with a molding 3 or like a molding 4, and then you can simply drag and drop them and then connect them. So let's say that we have this one here, for example. So we have like a corner piece. With the corner pieces, sometimes like you might see the connection between the straight line and the corner. But if you just go just a bit one and like, you know, inside of the other one, then on the render it should be fine. And now you can simply resize it and add corner on the other side. We'll resize it, and then you will do the same with the size, with the sides. You can also group these 3 products and then just clone them and put them on the bottom of your window. You can also create trims around your windows with the Create New Product tool. If you like, you know, just need them like simple ones, and then you can select whichever size you want, and they will look a bit more seamless. Like sometimes when I'm adding trims or moldings, like I will try to just use the straight pieces and just like, you know, go one inside of the other. Um, but yeah, but like, you know, it all depends how that will then look on the render. So you can try even either like that or like that and see like, you know, if you will be happy with the connection pieces. How to group items. So to group items, just let me go back with the other one. So to group items, we click on one of the items. Just let me just resize it a bit. So you click on one of the items, and if you're using Mac, you click on Command. Otherwise, you click on Control on your keyboard. You have it pressed and select Other um, products, and then in the top of your screen you have group products, so we just click on group products, and now as you can see they are grouped and they will just move as one. And the same, if you will clone them, then you will clone them as a group. You can also group other objects, like for example table and chairs, and like, you know, if you want to move things around, then you can group them and just like, you know, slice it away as a group. So click on an item, click on Command if you're using Mac, Control otherwise, and select other products, and then group products on in the top center of your screen. You can add to the group. So for example, if we will have another piece, then I can add it to the group, so I can group them again. And you can ungroup them at any point. Even if you will clone them, then you can still ungroup that clone product. How to make an arch doorway, Julie. So for the doorways, we just go to catalog and we simply type in doorway. And here we actually even have doorways in, so like this one is like a rectangular, but we have like an arched doorways as well. So you just type in doorway and now you just choose which style you want. So I think I've used this one. And now when you will put it here, you can resize it. And most of our doorways, they have a frame, as you can see, like like a trim around them. If you don't want that, then you can simply use the invisible material to cover that, and then you will just have an arched opening in just inside of your wall. How do you put a wood detail inside? So for example, on that arch, so like for the arch, that will be difficult. So you will have to create that with the create new product tool. So just copy the shape of the arch or just create arch that you want to use, like, with the create new product tool, and then create like a frame within that object as well. Or from the catalog, we also have, I think this one is like a metal one. So that's a different one. You can bring it down so you don't see the bottom of it. And then we also have some with, like this one is more like a stone, but I think we have one like with like a molding here. Yeah, even this one. So we have like, like a bit of a heavier molding around this one. Like you can resize it, so like it doesn't have to be that big. So you can simply resize it and then change the depth of it. So like, it doesn't have to be that big. And then there is this one here as well. So if any of these ones will work, then that's the easiest and the fastest way to use them. So this
But
one
can you
has
show
like,
how to do a modern one, like from scratch?
well, the modern one, then you have it here. So like you don't need to even create it. That's just an arch that you can use. That's just simple, modern.
But with the wood trim inside of it.
So more like traditional one.
Like
So with the
wood in the
create,
arch part.
sorry,
Like wood in the arch part. Like a
like over here or
like inside. Not on the outside of the wall, on the inside, like inside the arch in that detail.
yeah, but what
Yes, right
kind
where
of
your
detail?
arrow is. Yeah.
Yeah, but what kind of detail? Because you're not able to add if it's like, like curved shapes or more like
Like
more
a
like
wood veneer, something.
I
mm,
think she means just like texture, using like a texture to put
oh yeah,
inside of the arch.
okay, so just make it like more looking like a wood.
Yeah, instead of drywall.
Oh yeah, so you just go to texture and let's say that we will type in walnut or oak, and you go to furniture, and then you can choose whichever wood you want, and the same you can drop your own textures, and like, you can change it to any other color or texture.
That's easy. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. I thought that you're like, thinking more about adding some details on, on the frame, on the inside of the frame, then that would be quite difficult to do. Yeah, that works with windows as well. So if you're choosing a window, then look more for a style of a window that works for you, not the texture because then like you can change the texture of a window frame, of the window sill, even like the color of handles. So look more for style. The same with each of the doorways that we had here, you can change the texture of them. So even if we have like this one with a white moldings, you can make them walnut, oak, ash. So yeah, you can change the textures. Any other questions? When you will be working on your projects and something will come up like that you're maybe don't know or not sure how to do, you can write down your questions and we can get back to them for our next session of Q&A. You're welcome, Donna. Any other questions? Oh, thank you, Julie. Thank you, Cindy. Thank you, Sheila. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of the day, guys, and we'll see you in a week.